So loads of you direct messaged me over the last couple of days because I shared some work that I had camouflaged last week on a lady who had sudden onset alopecia universalis. That's where every hair in her body suddenly falls out. A very young girl and had this work done 2 years ago by a practitioner in Munster. And you know, I'm not in the business of dissing other artists, but just bear in mind that this is, like, there is no supervising body when it comes to brow tattooing and brow artistry, and beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. I have no doubt that the person who did this work, and this is the photograph that my client sent me, thought that it was beautiful. And so really, that particular client, I did an online consultation with her on Zoom, and she showed me what was left because they had faded quite significantly. But the traces of those hair strokes were still there. And could I help in some way? Like, she had no hair in her head. She's no hair, no eyelashes, nothing, no hair. And she was desperate, and she didn't go for a consultation to this particular artist. She just went thinking that that's the only choice that she had, and that's what she came home with. So when you don't wear glasses, and when you have that on your face, it's all you can see, and it added to her distress, actually. Anyway, my initial thing was, I'm not touching this because, well, firstly, it was very vulnerable, and secondly, if I put my blade to it, it became my work. But she cried. She cried on the consultation, and she said, I don't care what you do, but try and improve what this is. If you could at all, I'd be so grateful. Now, there are times that I find it very difficult to say no. This is something that's been in my life always. I always say yes first. Anyway, I said yes, and it worked out, but it might not have worked out. I don't always take on camouflage work. So if you've had work done someplace else, I would highly urge you to come and have a consultation first, because there are times I will actually say, I'm really sorry, but I can't help here. And it worked out. Now, that poor girl, a gorgeous message that she sent me afterwards. She cried after we were finished, and I thought, oh my God, she hates them. But no, it was just tears of joy, and she messaged me afterwards and said that it was a changing day in her life of alopecia universalis, whereby it's very unlikely that any hair will grow back. Eyelashes, eyebrows, head hair, body hair, nostril hair, all kinds of hair. It just, it's unexplained, but it's a difficult time in a woman's life. And, it's so important that you actually, I suppose the message that I'm trying to deliver here this morning is that my style of work doesn't suit everybody either. And that's why it's so important, I think, to have a consultation so that you can continue in your research to see if we're a good fit. I mean, I could do the consultation and I could actually say to you, I actually don't think what you're looking for, I deliver, it's not going to work. It's not a good match. It's not a good fit. And you could come here and go, what she delivers is actually not what I'm looking for. And you continue with your research. So it's buyer beware, sadly. And I have found over the years, look, I'm doing this work for 11 years and 70% of my clients are cancer chemotherapy. There are 4 people doing eyebrows in Clonakilty alone. So if you do a Google search on eyebrows Clonakilty, I'm only one of 4 and I'm not at the top of the search engine optimization. But if you put in nurse, I am. And not everybody is going to get what they're looking for. So please, 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 this is your Saturday message to say, if you're in any doubt at all, book in a consultation with us. You might find that what I do is not what you're looking for. And I might find that you are not my client, that I can actually deliver what you're looking for. And you've wasted the trauma of what that poor girl put up with in the previous stories. So I have a fab team working in Browteak, all nurses, and they wouldn't work in affiliation with me if it so happened that I wasn't happy with how they deliver their treatment and how they execute due diligence when it comes to the skin health, safety, and delivery of their work. The two girls, Nurse Aisling and Nurse Debbie, who are affiliates of mine, Nurse Aisling is here with me in the Clonakilty Clinic. I couldn't manage without her. Otherwise, I would be working like I was last year, 7 days a week, and I'm nearly 60. I'm not able for that whole 7 day a week thing. 10 years younger than me. I couldn't manage without her. And Debbie is helping out in the Dublin Newbridge area. So, yeah, buyer beware. Book a consultation with us. So we are professionals and we also know when to say no. So I do find it hard to say no, but I'm getting better, and it's not just to serve me, but it's also to serve you. And the whole nurse's motto is, you know, if you can't help, don't harm. There are unscrupulous people who will actually say yes and just do it, and take your money and leave you off to the universe, whereas we have to execute due diligence when it comes to our clients. And there are times in consultation with you that we will actually decide, yes, I think it's worth taking a chance with. I think we can manage to make this work. Or if I can't improve it or help you, or I never proclaim to correct work, but I might be able to improve it, sometimes slightly, sometimes better than slight improvement. Right, I better go. I'm working